Hello there, and welcome to another Starfield ship review video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Varun Prophecy, or in my case, the Tier 2 version. So like I've said in other videos, the tier system just denotes an increase in the stats of certain modules. For instance, this one has a reactor of 30. The version 1, or the version without number, the reactor will be the same style of reactor, but it might only have 25. So looking at it, it's a Shroud Eklund vessel that's been repurposed for Varun's needs, which in this case is a combat vessel that's meant for raiding and pillaging. So looking at its stats, it's got a fuel of 1100, which is pretty insane. Obviously, when you're trying to calculate the jump in this game, bigger ships need more fuel, but I feel like that much fuel is slightly overkill. Like, it's got those two big fuel tanks at the back that I feel like are more for aesthetic than anything else. If you like the look of the ship, by all means keep the fuel tanks, but if you wanted to kind of streamline it, make it a little lighter, you could probably remove the fuel tanks. Hull-wise, it's got a hull of 1151, which is really, really good. Because it's primarily a combat vessel, having that hull just makes it a lot harder to take down when the shields drop. It's got a cargo capacity of 4,140, which is really, really good. Considering it is a combat vessel, it's nice to be able to haul a little bit. Now, obviously, that amount of cargo capacity will kind of eat into your maneuverability. Being a C-class, it's already going to be quite slow. Reactor-wise, it's got a C-class reactor with 30 power, which is pretty decent. The max power reactor you can get in the game is 40, so it's just 10 under that, which, depending on your weapon configurations, that's not bad at all. It's got a crew of 6, 26 light year jump range, which is really, really good. And it's got shields of almost 1,975, which again is quite good. If I can remember correctly, there's a shield in the game that's 1,600 shield, but to my knowledge, it doesn't appear on any of the ships. So I think around 1,100 is the highest base shield on any of these vessels. So the fact that that's almost 1,000 is very, very good. And then weapon-wise, it's got particle weapons, ballistic, and missiles. So as you can see, it's got those two particle turrets to the left and right side of the bridge. It's got that single ballistic turret. I believe that's a Gauss cannon, might be a railgun. And then it's got a missile pod. So we're going to really quickly take a look at it. If you're wondering, I'm buying it here, but you can't buy these ships. You have to find them. I just sell them so that I can see the stats unmodified, as I have a couple of perks that increase the carry weight of the ship and the shields, just so I can give a more fair assessment. So we're going to go around this side to get some glamour shots, and I try not to break my legs.
One time I jumped off the cliffs of a planet with almost no gravity.
Thanks for that, Barrett. Barrett is my stand-in today. So it's got a very cool profile. I've started to use a Shroud Eklund ship as my daily driver, and I really like the back profile. You see like those back engine nacelles? They're like connected via like sort of girders. They look really good. They kind of streamline the profile well. And just, yeah, all around, just pretty nice ship. So let's get in. I believe entry is in the back left. Oh no, entry is in the middle. And we have, looks like we have a docking base straight away. Okay, cool. So, Shroud Eklund entryway, as you've seen many times. Really love these. You've got the wheelchair ramp for, well, if you need to wheel in stuff. Probably not the correct term, but, you know, it is what it is. And then we've got a door, which doors are always really nice. So let's board this vessel.
You might want this.
So straight off the bat, as soon as we are in this is a 1x1 entryway with a ladder going up, and then directly underneath us we have the docking hatch, which is quite nice. I like that they're all in the one area. It makes, like, from a lore point of view, you're kind of infilling and exfilling from the same room, which is really nice. It also means that you're predictable when you're moving around it. And then here we have a computer core room, just a step over the dead bodies. This is where I quite like the Shroud Eklund computer core room. It's quite nice. I believe this is a 3x1 though. I don't think this is the typical 2x1. Anyway, we head up to the next floor, We are greeted with a, I think this is a 2x1 all-in-one berth. Shroud Eklund. Oh no, it's a 3x1. Yeah, 3x1 all-in-one berth, which is really cool. Got a lot of area here. You got a crafting station. Never mind, you don't have a crafting station. That's kind of weird. Some of them do have crafting stations. I guess this one doesn't. So if we take this door here to the right, we have a 1x1 storage area with a nice window looking out the port side. Yeah, that's it. And then if we come over this way, we have a door leading to the left. I just realized I said port says starboard, but yeah. This is your standard 3x3 cargo. No, it might be a 3x2 cargo room. Shroud Eklund. It's a cool area aesthetically, but functionally it's kind of pointless. Because, you know, like, it doesn't add extra. If it added extra cargo capacity, I'd be all for it. I feel like I'm going to get lost, so I got to be careful. So we drop down here. We have an infirmary down here, which is nice. Nice that Varun care enough about their troops and stuff to give them a way to heal. Obviously, you've got your pharmaceutical lab and your research lab, which are a common staple in all infirmaries. And then if we go back up here, we have another door to the left that leads to just another 1x1 storage way. We have a door here. This is port. That's port. And then over here we have another door that leads to another 1x1. A lot of kind of unnecessary rooms. I suppose it depends on what your definition. If you're looking to make a ship that's functional, you probably will remove a lot of this stuff. Another 1x1 storage room. And then, did I check down here? Is this just the one? No, this is where we came. Alright, and then up we go to the third deck, which is... This is an engine room, a 3x1 engine room. Really nice. Weird. Someone commented on this, and I agree with them, about how it's weird when the engine room isn't on the bottom of the ship. Like in certain sci-fi tropes, you always have the engine room kind of down in the belly of the beast. But anyway. And then off the engine room, we have a 3x1 mess area.
It is pleasing to speak with
Hello, Andrea. We've got like a refrigerator section here to store all your stuff. More refrigerator area here. We have a nice little kitchen here with an actual cooking station. And then we have some storage there, a nice big mess area there, and then a private mess for the officers. And then we have a little darts board if you want to play darts, but that's very close. Jesus, you're practically standing on the darts board. And then I believe, yep, this is the bridge. So weird layout to get to the bridge, but all the same. It was kind of annoying trying to fight my way here. But we've got the Shroud Eklund Kontiki Bridge, I believe it's called. I really like this bridge from a like a piloting point of view. A lot of room to look out and kind of view space. Now the only thing, and I've said this before, these seating here, I really wish you could move them back, because your companions will sit beside you, and not only will they try and communicate with you, they'll have conversations with each other. So if you're like in space having a conversation with, like, say, just a trader or like someone from quest related, it's hard to hear them. Anyway, let's take it off and see how she handles. You can see we've got that large weapon there at the front. We'll do a teardown at the end of the video. So it's got 6 of those engines that really complement the Shroud Eklund design. I really like those engines.
Engines powering. Feel free.
Alright, there was a bit of a jump there. It wasn't a quick jump like it usually is. I had to wait for the engines to fix itself. For some reason, when you pay the dude like the 1k credits to fix the ship, he doesn't actually fix the ship. He only fixes the hull. Anyway, so just going by the power management, like always, I have a perk here in the power management and the science tree called Anatronic Fusion. It gives me 5 extra power. So for the sake of the review, I'm going to not be using 5 power. So looking at the, we've got a lot max engine, which is good for speed, but, and then I'm going to put 1 in each. So we've got particle weapons, which are turreted, ballistic weapons, and then missiles. Pretty beefy, the missiles and stuff. Anyway, let's do a speed test. So speed test, About 150 speed, which is it's pretty much the average speed for the B classes. Although I think this is a C class, so. And then we got a boost speed of, boost speed of, that's almost 600. That's the engines in work. And then we're going to do a quick, okay. So the pitch is slow. I'd give it like a, it's kind of average. I'd say like a 5. The yaw, again, it's kind of average. It makes sense though. And then the roll. So all in all, like, mobility-wise, it's pretty average. But you don't really buy this, or you don't get this ship for the mobility. You're getting it more for the kind of the combat. I'm going to really quickly jump down to the surface and do a teardown. Alright, so here we are back down on the planet. We're going to do a quick teardown. Before I tear it down, just so you should know, in order to get this ship, or any of the Varun ships, you can't buy them, to my knowledge. I don't think you can buy them. I've completed the game twice now, but yeah, I don't think there's like a hidden Varun vendor. So currently the only way to get them is by coming across them as enemies, either in space or on planets. The best way to find them is to go to a system that's far out, a high-level system preferably, and then jump between the planets. Every time you jump to a planet in a system, or anywhere, there's a chance of a random encounter happening. If it's in far away from the settled space, it's more likely to be an aggressive encounter. It's usually either pirates, spacers, occasionally ecliptics, or Varun. So yeah, just do that until you get attacked by Varun, and then when they have this ship, just disable it and board it. Anyway, let's get to the teardown. At the very top, we have the Kon-Tiki B400 bridge. We have this large 3x2 shroud mess hall. And then we have a shroud 3x1 engineering bay. These are just bracers, I'll delete them. And then we have the 3x2 cargo hold from shroud. The all-in-one berth. I'm going to separate them just so. And then on the bottom we have the, oh, it was only a 2x1 computer core. 2x1 computer core, 1x1 companionway. We have the little Deimos docker that I just now learned you can put on the bottom of the ship. I did not know that. And then we have, where are you? I know you're there somewhere. Yeah, we have this shroud landing bit. And then let me just double check. We have another storeroom here. Shroud storeroom. I'm assuming there's going to be one on the other side. Yes, there is. And then do the infirmary down at the bottom. There are these. These are just landing gear, mid-bracer. Just double check. Okay, so that's... Oh, whoops. Want the weapon. We'll do a weapon check in a second. Oh, we've got another companionway. And another storeroom. Okay, that appears to be everything. Alright, so we have a Kon-Tiki B400 bridge from Shroud Eklund, a 1x1 storeroom, a 1x1 companionway, a mess hall 3x2, engineering bay 3x1, all-in-one berth 3x1, companionway 1x1, a cargo hall 3x2, a companionway 1x1, a computer core 2x1, infirmary 2x1, a storeroom, Deimos 100 DP slim docker bottom, and a Stability Pro landing bay. Now if we look at the weapons, we have an MKE-9 Gauss gun, 2 PB-0300 auto alpha turrets, and a single Devastator 1500 missile launcher. So the missile launcher has C-class, base damage of 71.39, 3 power, 3750 range. These turrets have a range of 3000 C-class, 22 damage to shields and hull, 3 power. And then the railgun is C-Class, 1250, 62 hull damage, max power 4. So, engine-wise, we have 3 of these. Oh, wait a minute, they're different engines. Interesting. I don't know what the... Okay. So we have... It looks like we have 2 of these SA4110 engines, A-Class by Slate Aerospace. They give 12,220 engine thrust and 2,900 maneuvering thrust. And then we have 2 of these SA430. So we've 4. So we've 2 of these 410s and then 4 430s. The 430s have an increase of thrust up to 15,240 and then maneuvering thrust of 3,200. Weird how they use different ones, considering you can swap these and make them look exactly like that one there. It's a weird design, unless they were just trying to hit a budget price range. Okay, these are significantly cheaper. Fair enough. And then it's got 2 of these massive 800-ton, 800T helium tanks by Ballistic Solutions. Give you 550 fuel. Pretty huge. And we have our Tata Pinch C9 reactor from Amundsen, C-Class, 30 power. Pretty decent. Like, it's a pretty lower end, like, C-Class reactor. I'd probably upgrade the reactor. It's got a Grav Drive SGD 3200 from Slate Aerospace, C-Class, Grav Jump Thrust of 38, which with the weight, we're getting 26. It's got an Assurance SG2000 shield generator from Sexton Shield Systems. Gives 975 max shield, or max shield. And it is a C-Class. And then we have 4 of these Store Max 30 cargo holds from Dogstar, each providing 210. They're not the only cargo, though. I'm trying to figure out where the cargo is. Where are they getting the extra cargo? Interesting. Okay, so... Ah, there we go. They're down at the bottom. And then we have a couple of these Galleon S204 cargo holds, each with 1480. Weird that there wasn't a third one. And then for landing gear, it's got a lot of these Shroud Acculanders 11, which provide 2 thrust. And then we've got more here on the other side that are just slightly different. They're like the same one, but they've just been flipped. And then we've got some aesthetics here. We've got 2 of these engine brakes. They're aesthetic, but they actually do something. They like fire off when you're slowing down. But yeah, that was the ship itself. A commenter recently asked me to give like a kind of an opinion on the ships, since I've done a lot of them, and I should, you know, like I kind of have a decent opinion of all these ships so far. And with this ship, I think it's a really cool ship. I think Shroud Eklund make really nice ships and very good combat ships, very good kind of all-arounders. If you were to get if you wanted one of these ships, I would recommend it because it's easy to get in terms of paying for it. I would probably swap out that reactor, try and get to 40 power immediately, or like as soon as possible. And then everything else is fine, like the shields are good. You can obviously improve the shields, but you know, you don't need to break the bank. Unless you're playing on, say, very hard, then more shields the better. And then I'd probably swap around the weapons. If you're going for like the ultimate kind of, I'm a sweat, I want to kill everything, particles all the way, 3 sets of particles. But if you want to be more chill, I'd probably keep these auto turrets and space them a little better. And then I'd replace the missiles with some lasers. So all in all, I recommend this ship if you're looking for a nice, aesthetically pleasing, all-around vessel that can handle combat and cargo. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know in the comments, will you try and get this ship as your own personal ship? Is there any other ships you want me to look at?